Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Knoll Zones, the TARDIS Zone Talks. Yes, we're here to talk about Doctor Who and AI, plus Ian Levine and more. So, I hope you're all doing well on this Tuesday afternoon. I am streaming a little bit earlier than I normally stream, as you can see, because I do stream Tuesdays on Brendan's channel. So we will be doing afternoon streams on Tuesday. Whether I'll keep them live or not, I'm kind of debating, but I probably will more than likely keep them live on Tuesday. But I will be going live Tuesdays in the afternoon because, as I said, early afternoon, because at 4 p.m. I will be on Brendan's channel. And we are actually going to be talking about the Star Beast today. Very interesting. So, I was telling them, I go, Jesus, I've got to go and watch the bloody thing again. Because even though the Star Beast was only recently, I actually don't remember what happened in it. So that tells me everything I need to know, which is, well, if it's not that memorable, it mustn't have been that good. But I'm going to be fair and be as objective as I can. So I'm going to watch it again after this stream. So this is why we're streaming now. Um, so then 4 o'clock I'm prepared. So at 4 o'clock, head over to the Sense Sphere and join Brendan and the panelists. Uh, that includes myself, Michelle, I think John, and I don't know if Hugh is going to be there, but Hugh normally does be on streams as well. So there's lots to discuss. I'm just sharing this link as we speak because obviously people probably won't be aware that I'm live. I'm going to be giving away, by the way, um, I gave away five. I gave away five memberships last week, and I will be giving five memberships away here very soon. So we'll do it when we get near the end of the video and a live stream, I should say. Also, just want to add that on Fridays, myself and Brendan from the Sense Sphere, along with Cinnamon Toast Crunch, we do a roundup of all of the Doctor Who news that I've discussed here. I get the lads' opinion on it, and there's plenty of stuff to actually digest. So we'll have plenty of stuff to talk about. So if you're a member, obviously you will have that to look forward to. If you're not a member, there is a chance for you to get a membership. It's at random, unfortunately. I can't pick who gets the memberships, but it will be at random. Five lucky people will get those memberships. Of course, if you can't wait to be gifted a membership, you can go and get a membership from as little as I think it's £2. So check that out there, and you can join up if you want to. And as I said, every Friday we'll be doing a membership stream. And then as we get into full throttle, then and everybody starts to come back, I did have a discussion with Lee and with Chris. Lee expressed his intention to come back and do a live stream, and of course, guys, I'm on board with that. Lee has been a huge supporter of the channel. He's been recently out there doing a bit of work and has been appearing on other channels as well, like he did with mine when I was starting off. You know, Lee is very good like that. He'll go and support a smaller channel, like we do here, to try give them a leg up and support them the best way we can. So, as I said, support all of the content creators out there that we champion because they're all good people. So, let's get into the Doctor Who news. I don't have my camera on for these streams because the computer is a little bit, but I should have my camera on when we do Brendan's stream. Um, I was looking through my computer over the weekend, and I thought I deleted all the stuff that I needed to delete and stuff like that. Or I'm after finding that. I'm after finding hundreds of stuff that I didn't even know was on my computer. That I downloaded over the years and I forgot about. So I'm in the process of removing all of that from my computer right now. So once that's all cleared out and done, hopefully then we should get a smoother process with all of this. We got someone in the chat there, and it's Michael, and he says, "Hello, Noel. Welcome, Michael." Right, let's get into the Doctor Who news. Um, and I've put the links of what we're discussing in the link description. So if you want to check it out, go ahead. Um, I'm going to just read it from the phone because it's easier. So we will start off with the least important news, I suppose, and it's that Miriam Margalo. I can never say her second name properly. Margalolis on Doctor Who fans. So she's had a bit of a rant about Doctor Who fans because apparently they're an obsessive lot. Now she's probably talking about the younger fans because we as older fans do not carry on like that. So she's clearly talking about the younger fans in this fandom who are obsessive. You've seen them during the Jodie Whittaker era. They can be very obsessive fans. But this is what she wrote in relation, and it's not just Harry Potter fans, the Doctor Who fans too. I loved voicing the meep, but some of you are obsessed with a kids program. For the love of God, touch some grass. Now, first of all, I just want to respond. Miriam is an old haggard, right? She's always moaning, right? This woman has a history of moaning. Second of all, it's not a kids program; it's a family TV show, right? And third of all, you as the celebrity here can turn off all the noise in relation to fans, right? You're obviously choosing to listen to them. Okay. So again, you were offered a part in Doctor Who, and now all of a sudden you think that you're some sort of expert. Like everybody that ends up being guesting on the show always has something to say about the fans. During the Chris Chibnall era, it was the same. All the supporting cast. Well, if you don't support a certain actor or actress, then you're all racist or homophobic or you are misogynistic, right? Same thing is happening here now, right? We're going to get all of these likely guest stars coming in, right? And instead of talking about what they should be talking about is the part that they played, right? They'll come and they'll have a go at fans and say, well, fans should get behind shooting and fans should get behind blah, 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 and all of this, right? And this is what I don't like, right? You're guesting on Doctor Who, right? Your opinion is invalid, okay? You don't get to have an opinion. Simple as that, right? You've been given an opportunity to work on our sci-fi program, right? You do your bit and you fuck off. Simple as that, right? And it goes for every supporting actor and actress that's going to be uh, appearing in Doctor Who in the upcoming series, right? Your job is to act, play a role, talk about Doctor Who, and move on. Simple as that. We don't want to hear you moaning, right? Your opinions are invalid and they're not wanted. Okay? It's a family TV show. Anyway, goes to show you that you know absolutely nothing about the show, right? If you're just calling it a kids program, it's not a kids program, right? I mean, RTD might want to turn it into a kids program, but it's not a kids program. It's a family program. It's so all the family can sit around the TV, right, on a Saturday night and have an hour or less of escapism from everything that's going on in the world, right? And we don't need a little gobby mouth like yourself coming out then with your rubbish. So keep your opinions to yourself. Be thankful that you were in Doctor Who and move on. Because now that you've been in Doctor Who, and even though you've only been in Doctor Who uh, playing an alien with pronouns, the thing about it is once you've started in Doctor Who, um, fans will and have uh, they take all characters seriously. So anybody that's played a character will be you'll be welcomed into the Doctor Who community. But You're burning bridges before you even start going, or I don't know if she'd go and do the cons. But it's not a good start, is it? So, I'll say to all future guest stars, just keep your mouth shut. It's none of your business. We don't want to hear your opinions. We don't want to hear what your activism is, right? We don't want to hear what rights you're trying to champion, right? We all have the same rights anyway, right? And anybody that says any different is a liar, okay? I'm sick of all of these people, with certain rights or human rights and all of this. Well, they have the same rights as us all, right? So what rights do they not have that we have? They have the same rights. What they want is extra rights. And what they want is they want to take away rights from women and other people out there, right? Of course, as I said, I'm not surprised that this moan hole has come out to moan because she's always moaning. She's never happy about it. And she's very controversial anyway. But I had to say something because I'm sick of all of these guest stars. You're going to get her from Jinx Monsoon, right? When Jinx Monsoon appears, you're going to hear all of their activism and their stupid rhetoric, right? We already have it from Seuss Kempner, right? In the audio book, Doom, or whatever the fuck it is. Anyway, that's the least important news. Right, let's get into the more. How do I put this? Okay, do you remember I recently spoke about Disney have been caught out using bots to promote Doctor Who and their Disney Plus shows and their movies? Well, this article came out 3 days ago, and it's gotten fans. Let's just say fans are a little bit suspicious. Is what I'd put. So I'll read it, and then you guys in the chat, and the 6 people watching right now. Obviously, we get a lot more people watching if I was doing this um, later on in the day. But people will catch up and obviously leave an opinion. So anybody that does write a comment in the comment section, don't forget to leave your opinions on the topics that I cover here and let me know what you guys think. So, Doctor Who, BBC to experiment with AI to promote the Whoniverse content. I'll read that again. Doctor Who, BBC to experiment with AI to promote Whoniverse content. Now, apparently, this caused a bit of a stir, but then it had to be. Apparently, then it had to be. It had to be confirmed what it actually meant. So, apparently, what's happening is the BBC have announced it is to experiment with generative AI for promoting of existing Doctor Who content. So they're saying existing Doctor Who content as part of the Whoniverse on BBC iPlayer. David Houston, head of media in Infantry, said that uh, at the BBC said experimentation is at the heart of how we approach marketing at the BBC. Now, we have rightly said, and a lot of fans have rightly said, that the promotion for Shooty Gatwa's first season, with a couple of weeks, well, we're about 7, 8 weeks away. There's been no promotion. All of a sudden, we get an article, right? Because fans have been talking about this. Where's the promotion? Now we get this thing. Oh, the BBC is experimenting with generative EI, AI, sorry, EI, where did I get that from? AI, and yeah. So they're testing and learning on how we let audience know that BBC content most relevant to them, and we know they might love underpins our digital marketing strategy. Wrong. See, this is where BBC's gone wrong. They tried this shit with Chris Chibnall's era. Do you remember the whole digital thing with Flux and all of this? And like we kind of lost interest straight away. There's nothing better than a trailer, right? And what we've gotten so far, I would hardly call a trailer, right? But nothing works better than the old fashioned posters splashed up everywhere, right? Your little 10-second teasers like RTD did back in the day. What RTD did in 2005, right? I don't think anybody had done something like that, right? So why isn't he repeating the same trick when it worked the last time? Obviously, he could use AI, whatever, as part of that, right? And maybe Disney is using bots to promote Doctor Who as well, and that'd be another part of it, right? But why not do what you did? You do these little 10-second teasers coming soon on BBC One, and then you get a little tagline from the Doctor or companion, right? And that ran all the way up until the night of the episode aired, right? And on top of that, then we got our trailers. Remember the season one trailer for Christopher Eccleston season? I mean, that trailer, Goosebumps, still even to this day, that's the best trailer that was ever made for Doctor Who, right? Moffat came close with his Matt Smith one, but that one in particular was the best one, right? I see. They think they have all of this technology now, AI and all of this, and everybody thinks, oh yeah, let's use AI, right? What's happening here is AI now. It was just like when special effects and green screen came along, right? And you could film in big studios and pretend that you're away at these locations and all of this, right? You could build your own backgrounds and all, right? While all of that is smart and it's not lazy, the people behind that put a lot of work into it. But the filmmaking process, then, right? The actual stuff, practical stuff is being moved aside. Filming at movies still film at locations, but if Disney can film shit in the studio, they'll film it in the studio. Blue screen now it is, isn't it? Blue screen now. But it's brought laziness into the industry, and AI is going to do the exact same thing, right? People right now, AI is the new thing, and everybody will mess around with AI. I haven't. I don't mess around with that shit. Um, we were warned about AI, and there's everybody openly using AI. I mean, it's like lambs going to the slaughter. I mean, you all know that AI is dangerous, but yeah, people are experimenting with it and using it, like, and thinking, oh yeah, we'll use AI. Yeah, nice to see you, XSM. Um, yeah, it's been bit of a mad few weeks. The timetable's been a bit all over the place, but I'm determined to get everything back on track. Ted and Cheryl and stuff stuff happened and got in the way recently, but we're trying to get back on track now. But we're talking about AI and Doctor Who at the moment because BBC has admitted that they're going to be experimenting with AI with existing to promote existing Doctor Who stuff, which makes no sense whatsoever, by the way, because we all know that stuff is out there. Why you'd want to be promoting the old stuff when it gets promoted anyway? Fan channels on YouTube or whatever are constantly talking about old episodes of New Who and Classic Who. So this Rabbi likes AI. Well, Rabbi likes something that will eventually kill us all. I mean, Rabbi would love Sky and probably bleeding fucking be the only one be happy to see the whole Skynet thing realised. We got plenty. Listen, we've gotten plenty of warnings about AI. We're going down a rabbit hole with this, and it's not going to be good, right? We've already seen the AI videos of people that we know that are fake, right? They're even better than they're even better than them. What was that other fad that was out where people thought? these were people speaking, but it wasn't them. But people were faking videos, right? AI is going to be the same, right? And AI is already being used for disgusting things as well. Jenna Ortega, apparently, her face or or whatever, they used AI to put her in porn, pornographic material, like. So this is what you're going to get with AI. AI, see, people are not just going to use AI and be good using AI. You're going to get some sick, perverted people out there that have had fantasies, right, of two people together or something, right? Let's just, I'm using that as an example. But AI will make that a reality for them, right? So it opens up a Pandora's box, because the bottom line is, if people like that are willing to use AI like that, well, think of the people in society that have feelings for a group of young people that they shouldn't be attracted to. And imagine the shit that they'd be able to do with AI there. We're going down a rabbit hole with this, and we need to fucking stop, right? AI is not going to be a good thing, right? No matter what people say. I mean, the weird thing is that Elon Musk wanders about AI, and yet he's using it now and loves it. But yet you warned us a few years back that AI would be dangerous. And you warned us that if we weren't careful, that we could end up like a situation like Terminator 2, Terminator franchise, Skynet, and all that. It's not make believe or far fetched. It could become a reality. And remember, you know, we have supercomputers out there that are self aware. They actually had to even knock one off, I think, because they were coming up with ways to save humanity. But it was by Depop. We need to leave AI alone. But BBC and other companies are going to use it, and as the years go on, it's going to be more prevalent, and it'll get into the industry. It's already in the industry, but when the industry knows how to use it properly, we're not going to know what's real and what's not. You are listening to the real Noel, yes, yes, yes. I am not an AI generated uh, mouthpiece. But there you go. Right, our last topic is on Ian Levine. Now, as you know, I've had a bit of a rant about Ian Levine a few months back, because he was acting absolutely ridiculous over the whole Dalek situation, and all of that other stuff with Classic Who, where he was doxing people and everything, because he wasn't happy that anyway, this time I'm not here to rant on him, by the way. I want to make that clear. Um, but I seen this on his X feed, and he says this, my new Amazon review of the Celestial Toy Maker. Since people have seen this previewed at the BFI, a tidal wave of discontent is surging all over the internet. Fans of Doctor Who have really had enough. Now, what's it in relation to? Well, we're going to get into that. But before I get into this, I have, anybody that's been following me knows I said this. You guys know that I have a problem with the animations, right? And I had a problem with the animations in particular during the Chris Chibnall era, because Chris Chibnall was adding little tweaks to classic stories. So when they were animating them, they were putting in, like, for example, Sasha Dewan, right, and um, Roger Delgado's toy maker. Oh, toy maker? Master appear on posters, right? It depends on which version you get, apparently, because I think in the color one, it was one poster, and in the black and white one, it was a different poster. But in the particular story that they were doing, that those versions of the Master obviously didn't turn up. But little things like that were happening with the animations, Jordan, the Chris Chibnall reign. And it seems like Ian and all the fans have seen the latest on the Celestial Toy Maker. So I have this, what he wrote. So he wrote this up on Facebook. I'm going to read this out to you now. He says, my new Amazon review of the Celestial Toy Maker. So we did that part since blah, 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 blah. Discontent, yeah. Really, BBC have had enough. Fans have really had enough. So the BBC's stock answer is they are reinventing and changing the classics for a new generation. The problem is the new generation could not care less, and die-hard fans are sick and tired of BBC studios trampling all over their wishes and raining on their parade. Reinvention is such a rubbish concept. Just like they chopped down the first Dalek story, nobody minded it being put into colour, but all classic fans despise how it was butchered into a shell of its original story. So now the BBC studios are determined to reinvent, modernise, and change our beloved classics, but we do not want this. Fans are now recreating the classics using telesnaps and AI, bringing the beloved classics to life. But BBC studios stubbornly and almost maliciously refuse uh, to even embrace the idea. The fans are angry and are getting angrier by the day. The Celestial Toy Maker is being dismissed as Dietrich due to its blatant refusal to bear any resemblance to the original programme. In its process, the Doctor, Stephen, Dodo, the Toy Maker, bear no remote resemblance to the original actors playing the part, but instead they look like wooden puppets. Now, we did see the animation. They released animation for the Celestial Toy Maker, and I remember going, oh my god, this is absolutely bloody awful. Right? And I have to agree with Ian here. And I have to agree with the fans that are absolutely annoyed over this. Listen, I'm a classic fan like most of you that follow me. We do have a lot of new Who fans that follow me as well. But you classic guys, you know, I've always said this. We're very protective of classic Who. And Ian is right. BBC or whoever's in charge doesn't mind trampling on stuff that we grew up to love. Also, on top of that, they have no problem butchering it, and they have no problem coming out and saying that some of the classic stories were racist, in their opinion. Right? Because they leave out all the context and they forget about all the stuff that was happening at the time. See, nobody takes that into consideration when they're criticising these things. So when BBC make changes like this because they're trying to appease some people, BBC should just basically tell them to piss off and say nobody is forcing you to watch Classic Who. Classic Who has its fans and will have its loyal support base until the day they die. Right? Any fan of Doctor Who that loves Classic Who will cherish that show until the day they die. Right? We champion that show as much as possible. Right? So it'll never die in the public consciousness either. Right? The bottom line is I'm sick of BBC, right, doing this. They did it during the Chris Chibnall era, and it looks like that RTD, but it looks like RTD is going to be worse. Because as Ian has rightly pointed out, they butchered the Dalek story to cut it down, right, so they could show it on BBC 4, right, or BBC 3, but I think they showed it on BBC 4, right, show it on BBC, I didn't watch it, I have no intentions of watching it, right? I'll watch the way it was aired. Simple as that. Cutting it down because they think some dialogue is pointless or some plot points might be a bit racist or whatever the fuck. Sick of it. Anyway, at work we'll watch it later. Thank you, Tar, this time. Michael needs to go. Yeah, I've got no hope for RTD2 era, says XSM. Uh, I'd have to I'd have to agree with you. It's not looking good. The worst thing for me is the rumor of genre change from sci-fi to fantasy. Well, I did bring that up um, very early on. I brought that up when I heard that was floating about, and this is my biggest. And you're right, and it's not a rumor, by the way, because you already seen the change. Look at the church in Ruby Road. What was sci-fi about that? Nothing. Nothing. Right? We had goblins and a goblin king. Right? It was fantasy. Right? The genre change has already happened. It happened in front of his eyes on Christmas Day. So that's the thing. I don't mind 50. Well, Moffat tried to do it, and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't it? Um, for me, this is the problem. Doctor Who has tried to be something that it's not over the years, right? It's the same even when RTD brought it back the first time. He kind of made a soap opera, right? But the bottom line is that Doctor Who is a sci-fi show, and that's the genre. It's sci-fi, so you've got to go back to basics. I said this the other day as well. RTD needs to go back to basics. You need to strip everything back, right? Doctor Who is sci-fi, right? It's the reason why the new Lost in Space worked, right? They did concentrate a lot on character development as well, which does work with the TV show, but it was pure sci-fi. That's why that reboot did well, and everybody actually doesn't mind the reboot of Lost in Space. So it's proven that can actually get a franchise, because Lost in Space, the classic one, it started off serious, but if you watch that show again, because I have watched it all the way through, it does descend into the Dr. Smith show, and it just becomes a bit of a farce, right? It kind of moves away from the sci-fi element of that show in the classic version. And this is why I believe Lost in Space never lasted um, the classic era, because it did descend into this parody of itself. And this is what's happening with Doctor Who right now. It's becoming a parody of itself. It needs to go back to basics. Listen, the biggest mistake, and I'll say it again, Hollywood, and I used to say this myself, but I don't say it anymore, and I haven't for a very long time now, right? But the bottom line is Doctor Who isn't for everybody. Star Trek isn't it for everybody, and Star Wars isn't for everybody. They are for fans of sci-fi, right? To make these shows or franchises mainstream was the biggest mistake. It might have worked for Doctor Who in 2005, but this is a different climate. Doctor Who has to strip back all of the nonsense and has to go back to what it was, which is pure sci fi. This is the mistake that they're making, right? This is why the Chips era didn't work as well, right? He tried something new. It didn't work. You've got to go back to the basics. People miss Doctor Who being a sci fi show. It's the biggest criticism that we've had of the show over the years. So I don't know, man. The future of Doctor Who, it's already up in the air. RTD was supposed to bring back some stability, but right now I just don't see that. And I see a bloke that doesn't have a clear vision. And he doesn't. I don't see a clear vision here. Right? I did in 2005. Don't see one here. So, Doctor Who's survival is dependent on a person who's doing everything wrong right now, in my opinion. It's not going to have the success that he wants it to have. The specials have already proven that. It needs it needs to go back to being a sci-fi show. And the bottom line is, right, here's the gas thing. They concentrate so much on trying to make Doctor Who mainstream, right? But if you write an absolutely fantastic sci-fi show, then a show like that has no boundaries, right? Because what happened is if you have people ranting and raving about your TV show, oh, have you checked out this new? "Oh, I'm not really into sci, but you love this. Yeah, I'm not really into sci-fi, but you love this. Trust me, go and check it out, right? That's how you win an audience. That's how you get your audience. Word of mouth from the fans. But if the fans are discontented and the fans are not getting what they expect in Doctor Who, and this is basic, by the way, people say nowadays, oh, it's very self entitlement from fans or whatever. I'm not saying that a showrunner should explicitly listen to fans all of the time, right? But if fans are telling them, right, and telling the BBC, telling Disney Plus, whatever, that Doctor Who's going in the wrong direction, well, if I was running the show, I would take notice of that and hear what the fans have to say. I may not agree with them, but they might come up with something. They might say something that maybe say, do you know what? They're probably onto something there, and that's the problem. It needs to go back to what it was. It needs to stop being something that it isn't, and and RTD, BBC, and Disney just need the show to do the talking. It's a franchise that's over it's 60 years old. 60 years. No other sci-fi show has lasted that long. 60. 60. Right? So you must have been doing something right. 60 years. Right? The name itself is known. All these people have to do is write something decent. This is why I've been complaining the last 5, 6 years. Because it's not that hard of a fix. Uh, we got Dan from the Spacebook. He says, glad I've caught you live. Let's have a chat soon. Yeah, man, no problem. Absolutely. I'm on Brendan's The Sense Spheres channel. But yeah, if you ever want me to come on, let me know. You know, as I said, I'm when I first started doing this, as you know, I used to sleep very late and all this other stuff. But I'm up early and all now, eating healthy. I'm looking fit. I'm looking a lot better now. Looking after myself and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm on with Brendan at 4. So yeah, if you ever want me for afternoon streams or anything like that, and if it obviously, you know, more than likely it won't clash with anything I do. I'm sure if it does, I'll just move it as I always do anyway. Yeah, but yeah, if you ever want me on, man, just give us a shout. Um, but that's Dan, and let's see, he's left a few more comments. What else? Where's Lee? Everybody keeps asking about Lee. Listen, I know some of you out there probably think there's something going on. There's not. Lee's just been busy, but he has been recently doing. He did a stream with some other channel, but he did ask me. He says we should organise a live stream and I'll come on. So Lee's just been busy. Same with Chris, aka Ballstreck. He's been working 2 jobs. Hey Noel, I too am barely recognising RTD. I think he's floundering. it's all too big for him. He's out of touch. I would have to agree with that. And that's the sad thing about it. I actually believe he thought it'd be a piece of cake because he did it in 2005. But the thing about it is that if you think about it, right, even though there was negativity connected to the show, it was years apart before. What was it, 15 years? So you had that break away from the negativity. RTD's problem is that he's had the negativity of the last 5 or 6 years, and he's come back thinking, whatever he's been thinking. But his name doesn't have that gravitas in the Doctor Who. I think that's the big thing for me. When he came back, we were all dancing, singing these praises and stuff like that. But we very quickly realised, didn't we, very fast, that this wasn't the RTD we were expecting. And then we saw the specials, which was supposed to be a celebration of the 60th anniversary, and it wasn't, right? And then we have to stop calling it a 60th anniversary because it wasn't a 60th anniversary, right? It was an RTD wank fest, right? Let's bring back David and let's bring back Catherine Tate, and let's bring back the binary crap, and let's use that binary crap to force the trans issue on Doctor Who's audience. And then he's opened his mouth, and that's come out of his mouth is not very nice either. So, I mean, he hasn't helped himself either. Um, I hate that whole line that we are all self entitled, we are customers. What happened to the idea the customer is always right? I agree with you, but that's what we moved away from. So you see it in other fandoms, haven't you? You've seen people that fans that have been happy with their childhood characters, and then some activist writer comes along and he does a TV show based on that character, and then the fans start screaming and ranting and raving, saying this is not sticking to the source material. And then instead of taking that criticism on board, then what they do is they go on the attack, and they attack the fans and say the fans are clueless and they're a bunch of racists or whatever it is in whatever case of the show happens to be. And it's just it's the same thing that they've been doing for the last what decade or so, maybe more. I still wonder why RTD turned against us with this hate agenda towards the show. I don't think he's turned against us. I think what's happened with RTD is like with all people like RTD who are genuinely at first. He has always been outspoken. But I've never, back in the day when he was talking about gay rights and all of this, I never had a problem with that. I never had a problem because when he did introduce what they call LGB characters today, back then, he did them properly. He gave Captain Jack character development. You know what I mean? Captain Jack is probably one of the most popular characters in the show, and then ended up getting his own spin off, right? Nobody was complaining back then. I mean, there may be been a few that were discontented, but they still gave the show a chance. And very quickly, those fans that were discontented were just put that all aside because they actually liked what he produced back in 2005. Was it perfect? No. And nobody's sitting here claiming that RTD was perfect. You'll never be Classic Who, right? You'll never be Classic Who. Classic Who is the gold standard, right? New Who, I would say, if I was being generous, under RTD, maybe his whole era as a whole probably reached the silver mark, right? Moffat was bronze. People will give out to me about that, but even though even though Moffat probably had some better stories, the thing about it is RTD's impact with Doctor Who in 2005 was immense, and what he did and how he brought the show back to life was immense. So that's why I say gold standard for classic, and he's silver because he did do a lot. No, he does have other writers, but we've seen what his writing is like now with Doctor Who, and it's not like he's writing that he does for other TV shows. And that's probably the most shocking part for me. Is RTD's been getting praise over the years for his writing ability, and then he comes back to Doctor Who and he's absolutely full of crap. RTD is just living his fantasies, and the gloves are off, self-indulgent in spades. RTD, yes, says Holden. He put that in twice there, or maybe that's a glitch. Sometimes that happens. The whole Davros wheelchair thing was the final red flag for me. What an absolute tool! I know, yeah. The 16 was season 4B. Yeah, yeah. A lot of fans have referred it to that as that, I should say. Um, and it's kind of tainted David Tennant's Doctor for me, though. And the fact that he can't keep his mouth shut. I don't care if you have a non-binary child, right? That doesn't mean then that you go and you flood air fandom and flood air show with your nonsense, right? Peep the meat with pronouns. Give me a fucking break. It's funny how he brings up pronouns there, but nobody brought up pronouns about the toy maker. You know what I mean? Like, if we were going to go for the whole, why not go 100% in? And this is, again, why I have a problem with all of this diversity and inclusion, because they never go full blooded with it. They always half ass it, right? Even with the pronoun and the transgender stuff in the Star Beast, which I'm reviewing today on Brendan's channel, which I have to watch again because that I don't even remember it now. It's gone that bad. But I'm gonna watch that again so I can get a gist what I'm going to be bashing. Because I remember when I did the review, I did like some things, but again, the gender stuff at the start was grand. It wasn't forced. See, that was the thing, and a lot of fans said that, right? So any fan out there that's saying, you are not on board, you hate all, no, we don't. When it's done properly, and for the first couple of fucking minutes, he did it okay, but he couldn't help himself. He couldn't help himself. He had to then go full. He didn't go full blooded. He half-assed it, but he doubled, tripled down, and it was cringe. And to use this a whole binary, and then use it years later, right, for this bullshit, right? What's it called? What do they call it now? Boy generation. Boy generation. All the doctors boy generated. So William Hartnell is out there somewhere. Woo. There's a thing they could use AI, all of this AI for. William Hartnell's era, Patrick Troughton's era. You could bring them to life, keep them exactly the way they are, and use AI as a complement to it, right? And do something like that with it. But nope. Do you reckon that they all sit in a room, all of these wokies, right? Sit in a room, and when it came to talk about Doctor Who, they laid out this roadmap and said, right, this is what we're going to insert into Doctor Who, blah blah blah. Do you believe they do something like that? Because I'm going to tell you, I don't. I don't think they. I think I'm not guessing, right? I think that every show out there that we've got in the last few years that we've criticised about being overly woke, right? I guarantee you none of those writers, showrunners ever planned for any of the stuff that they did. The reason why I say that is because in our own show, right, they admitted that the whole Tasman thing, they used that situation because fans were talking about it. So this is the logic of BBC and Chris Chibnall. Oh, well, if the fans are talking about blah, 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 we should put it in the show. And then, as they said, we will play around with it. So there was no real talk. So when Chris Chibnall comes out and he backs what he wrote, and I can't believe you do, but fair enough. Um, and he says he's proud of what he done. Um, how could you be proud of that mess? You hadn't got a single iota what you are doing, and neither did your writers. And this is what I feel is happening with RTD. I don't think he has a plan. I don't think he ever had a plan. And I think when he genuinely said that he'd never come back to the show because he'd done his bit, he was being truthful. And I think he knew himself that he was done. I think what's happening here is there's a bit of ego involved, but also I do believe he did come back because he genuinely cared. I do, right? But I think once he got back and he realised that he was the big boss man, right? And Disney were coming in with all of this money, he saw an opportunity to do what he always wanted to do with Doctor Who. Because BBC stopped a lot of the nonsense that he wanted to do back in 2005, and thank fuck for that. This was a time when BBC wasn't woke, but it's slowly but surely that organisation, like everything, gets taken over by these people, infiltrated, if you like. We don't talk about that Muppet on this channel anymore. I'm not getting into that anymore. The Gobster talks things is well capable of defending himself against a little Muppet like that. But we don't talk about him or any of those fans anymore. I don't get into that anymore. I know you haven't been here in a while, but I might as well get it out there now so everybody knows this is not me giving out or anything. I don't get involved in that stuff anymore. I try to keep away from it unless I'm directly brought into it and I feel like I have to respond. But most of the time, I don't respond anymore. I don't even get into it with J-Bots on X anymore. I'm actually busy with all of this stuff that's happening in my country. And if anybody knows that has been here, they'll tell you that that's what I've been concentrating on. I don't do it even here on this YouTube channel, but I've been streaming on X and everything. So I don't get involved in that. What I do here is it's Doctor Who here, and then on X, then it's all of that other bullshit. It's what's happening in there in my country. I might comment once or twice on Doctor Who if I see something on X, but primarily now I talk about politics there, and I talk about Doctor Who here. But I don't get involved in any of the nonsense. I mean, there's people still today even trying to tag me and stuff to get my opinion on it, and I just have no interest. I remove myself from those conversations. It's nothing to do with me. Unless my name is dragged through the mud for some reason, is the only time that I'm going to respond. But on that gobshite, let me just tell you that there's no better man to put him in his place than Gobster talks things, and he's well capable of defending himself. So yeah, we don't do that anymore. I know there's still channels out there that focus on all the drama, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm moving on. I feel much better for it. I'm in a more healthy position as well. I've been eating well, sleeping, and I've got my life back on track and stuff. And I don't want any of that sort of negativity in my life again. Listen, these people threatened my wife. These people threatened my life. They threatened me dog, right? And every single day for 5 years, 6 years nearly, I was getting abuse on a daily basis, right? And it was justified. It was helped along by that gobshite and others in this fandom. And I'm not doing that anymore. If they still want to live in the past, right? If Mr. Tortoise or whatever you want to call him, Mr. Teabag, I call him. If Mr. Teabag wants to live in the past, and keep going after fans because he doesn't like their opinions when he's actually come out and criticised Chris Chibnall himself now. Does that make you not my doctor? Because we were saying the exact same thing that you're saying right now. So when it comes to him, what I'd say to everybody out there is just ignore him. He's looking for attention because his channel is absolutely doing shit, right? My channel is not doing well, but I'm still here doing streams and I don't care. I've got 12 people, right? So you 12 guys are my attention, right? Yous have my attention. So I'm not getting into that. It's not fair on yous coming on here complaining about him, right? That's not what I'm going to do anymore. I'm done with that nonsense. And I know you haven't been here in a while, and it's all good. It's all good. Not giving out to you. But I'm glad you're here now so I can say it to everybody, right? Don't be telling me what's happening with those people. I don't give a shit, right? What's happening in my own country is far more important than a couple of gobshites on social media giving out about me because I have an opinion about a TV show, right? If you don't like me opinions, they can go and stuff it. The bottom line is, right? I will have my opinions. I've been here on social media for the past 5 or 6 years and I'm going nowhere, right? And I'll give my opinions on what I see. And if people don't like that, well, then that's their problem. It's not mine. Anyway, let's move on from him. But look, as I said, that fella's channel is failing and he's doing hit pieces on people. So I'm not surprised, right? And as I said, the Gobster will have no problem uh, defending himself against that. That's not even a real man. So, like, that's a coward that hides behind a block, a block button, right? He'll go on YouTube, do hit pieces, but he won't face you. So he's not worth me time, and I'm pretty sure he's not going to be worth Gobster's time. So and Gobster is also doing the political thing. So for him, I can guarantee he probably is the same view as me. We've got more important things to be worrying about, like the shit that's going on in their countries. And from what I've seen from the UK, it's an absolute shit show. So that's why Gobster has moved away from talking about stuff like this. It's not worth their time and their effort when there's shit going on in their country. So fuck him. And I'm talking about Teabag. Fuck him. Anyway, let's see if there's anything else while I'm here because we're nearly at the hour mark and we're gonna leave it around the hour 15 mark. So what's this? Hold on now. Right, something breaking. Now I don't know how true this is. Right, it's from Doctor Who filming locations. Now I do not know how reliable these people are because when I was doing all of the stuff, I never seen them in the arena when it came to this stuff. People that put out information there, we kind of all not know each other personally, but we kind of know who puts out the stuff out there. And I've never seen these people's names in relation to anything that I put out there the last 5 or 6 years. But in saying that, there has been new people that have come to the fore that maybe I've looked at their stuff and it coincides with stuff that I've been told. Because here's the thing, I mightn't talk about the stuff, but I do still get sent stuff. I just refuse to talk about it. Anyway, according to the CV of producer Alison Sterling, the upcoming 2020 Christmas special has been written by the one and only Stephen Moffat. So the 2024 Christmas special, according to them, has been written by Stephen Moffat and directed by Alex Pilelli, if I'm saying that right. So the 2024 Christmas special, according to these folks, is written by Stephen Moffat. And if that is the case, I would just like to see what Stephen Moffat brings to the table. I would say to people, let's not jump the gun, right? Because there could be something in this, right? I have told you guys, right? I've been actually dropping hints, right? Anybody that's been watching me knows I've been dropping hints. And I've outright said it as well because some people didn't get the hints. But Stephen Moffat, no matter, I said, remember when Stephen Moffat did that article? Do you remember? And I told you, see, remember he said he wasn't going to come back to Doctor Who and all of that. And I told you, forget about that article, it's bullshit, right? He's going to say these things, right? Remember, can I just point out to you all, just in case anybody forgets, right? RTD said the same thing too, and look where we are today, right? Listen, you don't need source information anyway, right, to predict this. You don't need a crystal ball. You just have to look back at what worked when RTD took over the show. Listen, I will say probably this. Would RTD have had intentions of bringing Stephen Moffat back? Probably not, right? He probably would have probably asked him to write a story and he probably would have said no. But think about it. We've had 4 specials now, right? And they haven't done as well as he thought they would, right? We know BBC are using bots. We know Disney are using bots to promote and basically review, right? So we know that the show isn't doing well. The ratings are absolutely horrible. So RTD has probably changed his mind and said, listen, I need a dig out here. Can you give me a hand? And those two have worked before, right? And any time they've worked together, let's be honest, it's been the best Doctor Who episode. So I wouldn't be one that would be straight away. No, don't. I'd like to see what Stephen Moffat has to bring to the table, but I will say this: I am kind of getting sick and tired of these fans like Stephen Moffat writing for our show. I think we need a fresh eyes on it, and I did say it a few weeks ago. Um, that's what you would need to ultimately do. But right now, because where we are, I wouldn't mind seeing a Christmas special with Stephen Moffat have written it because I think it'd be better than what fucking RTD gave us for Christmas. And I don't know. Come on, no, don't do that anymore. I'm done because again, when you do stuff like that, then you leave yourself open to be attacked. And I'm not putting myself through that. I'm not putting my wife through it anymore. It's done. I'm gonna give me opinions on the TV show when it comes back. If people like my opinions, they like them. If you don't, just cop on and move on. The bottom line is, it's just a fucking opinion. Anyway, Stephen Moffat, Christmas special 2024. We lost the missus. She just walked in. Stephen Moffat, Christmas special 2024. Apparently, it's rumored that he's going to be writing the Christmas special for 2024. Would you be on board with Stephen Moffat coming back? There you go. The missus emphatically a yes. On Series 11, this is what I'll say. Chris Chibnall tried something different and it failed. But I will give him credit for at least trying, and I will give him credit for bringing back some of the classic villains and making them more sinister than what they were during the previous 2 eras. For example, the Sontarans, which we spoke about on Brendan's channel just a couple of weeks ago. Um, Also, I thought the Daleks were a lot more sinister. I didn't like the Dalek design, of course, of the slim Daleks, but when he went back and reverted back to the proper Dalek design that we're used to, um, I did think that the dialogue and the Daleks were more sinister. The Cybermen, I like the redesign of the Cybermen. The Judoon, even though they just added the Mohawk, but I think the Mohawk actually really added something to the Judoon. They made them look more Rhino-esque, if that's even a thing. Um, the Sea Devils, the redesign of them were actually a lot better than what we were given in the fucking um, Moffat era. Wasn't it the Moffat era, the Silurian Sea Devils? No. So I keep getting stuff with the Silurians and Sea Devils. It's fucking annoying. But we got the redesign of the Sea Devils, absolutely fantastic. The Lone Cyberman was something that could have been very interesting and explored, and I did like that concept, but again, that really never went anywhere. Um, I did like the outside of it of Jodie's TARDIS. I thought the color scheme really worked. It kind of reminded me of our proper classic TARDIS. Um, we did do some good stuff. It wasn't all bad, but the main thing was bad, and that was the character development and the storytelling. And if the character development and storytelling are not great, well, then you can forget about the rest of it. Do you know what I mean? That's why the rest of it went under the radar at the time. But now that I've had time, obviously the era is over, and I've had time to digest it all. I can come out now and comment on the positive stuff, right? But the positive stuff is mixed with so much bad. It's so bad. The writing and character development is just so bad that the rest of it is just forgotten, right? And again, these filming locations were great as well. It did look spectacular in certain episodes. And he tried something different, but it didn't work. So if you've tried something different, you've went back to what worked, the new Who format, but it's not working now, it's struggling. Then you would think, well, why not go try bring it back to strip it all back and go back to basics. And if it doesn't work then the problem that you have is that there's too much damage done because of the previous eras and fans are just disillusioned. And what you need to do then is, sadly, you need to put the show on ice for a few years. And then maybe then, fans will wake up one day and they'll get restless. And then the calls will happen like they have to bring back the show. And then if someone is brave enough and also someone wants to do right by the show, if it comes back in those circumstances, then I'm all for it. But this RTD2 era, for me personally, will have to succeed. If it doesn't, then it's going to be a long road until this Disney deal is done. Look, could come a point Disney's in a lot of trouble. That deal could be cut short, right? Anything could happen. But the bottom line is, if it doesn't work, Doctor Who is going to be dragged through the mud for a couple of years. And it's going to be heartbreaking as a Doctor Who fan to watch your show being dragged through the mud, right? And we had it with Chris Chibnall, and it'll be worse. It'll be worse this time because it's bigger. Remember, it's bigger because bigger budget and all of that, right? It's in a lot more countries now. So the fall from grace will be even harder this time. And the recovery, well, it's sad. It's sad because the bottom line is it actually is a simple fix. It actually is a simple fix. You need to stop worrying about chasing an audience. You need to go back to basics. Doctor Who is a sci-fi show at its heart, right? And that's exactly what it should be. You need to go back to that genre, pure sci-fi. Forget about the drama nonsense and the soapy crap and the romance. It needs to go back to pure sci-fi. Look at Lost in Space, the reboot. I keep bringing it up. There was hardly any romance in that show. The husband and wife couple, the husband and wife, they were kind of at each other's throats and all of that stuff. They did kind of reconcile, but it wasn't the big main feature. Romance wasn't the big thing. Like there was a few flirty moments here and there and all of that, but it stayed to its core and what its belief was. It was a sci-fi show trying to tell a story. And that's what Doctor Who needs to go back to doing. Telling great, good stories. Even if they're good stories, they'll do well with the fans. Because we've gotten so much shit over the years that Right now, fans will take a decent story and decent character development, but they'll expect improvement as we go. So, if this fourth season, look, I was on the Sense Fair a few weeks back, and this was brought up, and Michelle brought up a point about fans maybe giving RTD a bit of leeway for season one because he'll be finding season 14, whatever it is they're officially calling this one. Uh, they'll give him the benefit of the doubt for the fuck because it's his fourth season back. And I was like, I have to disagree with you on that one because it's different. If this was a new name coming into the show for the first time, then yes, like Chris Chibnall, right? Yes, he wrote a few episodes, but still, a lot of the fans, with some of us, thought he was a hack from day one. But it doesn't matter. We thought, do you know what? We'll give him a chance, right? We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But he let us down. So this is this situation you're in, and it's a difficult one because look, I'm under no illusion that RTD has a uphill struggle, and he always did. But if he just had stuck to talking about Doctor Who and concentrated on delivering something for the 60th that we could all get behind, we wouldn't be even talking right now. But we'll see. They just have to. But they won't. Modern TV, especially modern sci-fi, it's not sci-fi anymore. You look at the so-called sci-fi that they're producing. It's not sci-fi anymore, right? They like to call it sci-fi, but it's not. And that's another thing because the sci-fi genre is actually being ruined, right? Sci-fi genre is being ruined because you know why? I'm going to actually say this. Not many people can write good sci-fi because it is such a specialized genre, and this is why they've tried to make them all mainstream because they just don't have the people out there to do it, or they're just not hiring the people that they should be hiring. People that have, honed their craft over the years. Well, I'm going to be heading myself now, but yeah, I hope it gets cancelled. It needs a break, says Lindsay. That last Christmas one was more soapy than a free. I know it was. It was. Oh look, beep the meep. Don't assume that beep the meep's pronouns. What a load of me arse. Aliens. Imagine if aliens came down here and we tried to fucking force all of this nonsense on them, right? This is what RT did. And you know what? I love the answer from the clown side, right? That's what I call clown side, because you are clowns. Because they say, oh, but it's a sci-fi show. Yeah, exactly. It's a sci-fi show. So what the fuck are pronouns got to do with fucking beep the meep? He's a fucking alien, right? He's an alien. And why are we forcing lefty human traits on aliens in a sci-fi show? Get out of town, right? You don't talk any sense. These are a bunch of parasites that have destroyed this fandom and destroyed their show. Right? That's the bottom line. Right? Beep the meep. And bro, I have to watch that shit now. So I'm gonna have to head off. That's what I mean. I'm on Brendan's channel, The Sense Sphere, at 4 o'clock. This is why we decided to go live early. And I will be going live Tuesday afternoons now, here early afternoon. So look out for that. So around the 1 p.m. mark, maybe 2 p.m. mark. It'll be between 12 or 2, right? So it'll be in between that time. I will be streaming on Tuesday afternoons live. Fecka, we might as well. Then at 4 o'clock on the Sense Sphere, I'll be over there talking about fucking, oh Jesus, I can't believe I have to watch it again. The Star Beast. I'm going to be watching the Star Beast again so we can go and talk about the Star Beast. So go and check that out. And just before I do go, I did promise I would drop the last 5 minutes. So before we go, just bear with me. So they're at random, folks, but every month, for some weird reason, I don't know how long it's, but for every month, YouTube give me 10 free memberships to gift. But unfortunately, it is at random. So just bear with me. Why did I go in there? That's absolutely stupid. No, get out of there and stop being stupid. Just bear with me for a second. I'll probably be quicker bleeding knocking this off. Here we go. Bear with me, bear with me, bear with me. So yeah, as I said, folks, for everybody that's going to catch up later, I'm after doing it again. I'm an absolute. Why do I keep going in there? Why is me brain? Because my brain is wired that way. I need to unwire my brain. I keep going into the YouTube studio when I'm not supposed to be going into the YouTube studio. So here we go now. In the view your channel. There, I got it. Right. Now, you might hear me coming in here, so just bear with me because I have to turn the mic off here. So this is going to be, oh, it's already off. Right, let's do this. Let's see all of you beautiful people in the chat there. Once it pops up, any second now. I mean, this computer is so bloody slow with this new mic. It's unbelievable. So, as I said, it's at random. So whoever gets them, don't shoot the messenger. It's not as if I'm giving them to certain people. It's just the way this works with YouTube, which is stupid. You should have control who your members are, um, especially if you're gifting them. Also, Chris Persia did gift 5 memberships, and I think he's after doing it again. I think it's just after popping up on my screen. So let's see who has Cam's Crash Courses. Jude was gifted. Uh, Taylor Swift greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU, and Matt Jones saved Guru or Baby Yoda, as I like to call him. So they're the memberships there. So he's had to give him 5. I'm giving 5 now. Not bad. All 5 people I see over on other channels. Great. Well, here we go. I'm about to give 5 now. Thank you, Chris, for that. You're an absolute bleed legend, by the way. But here we go. Here is the other 5 memberships. Good luck to everybody. I hope people that have been following me a long time get these. But here we go. Any second now. Right, here we go. Who has got 5 memberships? Says you have gifted 5 memberships. Peter D, Sci-Fi is Life, Renee Silver, Scooby D, and Tens Hoovian. So there's definitely 3 people there that we've seen in the chat over the past few months, maybe. They're getting them. So congratulations to all you guys. These are now memberships. Every Friday we have a membership stream. And thanks to Chris Persia there, who gifted 5 memberships as well. So 10 lucky people there have received memberships. And remember, we will be on every Friday, 7 p.m. with myself, Brendan from the Saint Sphere, and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And we will be talking all of the Doctor Who news, a recap. Well, these lads will be giving their opinions. I just host that night and let them have their opinions on all the stuff. And of course, if they obviously have stuff to talk about as well in relation to Doctor Who, they'll be bringing that up. And then, as I said, everything is settled down now. Ted is on the mend. He's still not 100%, but what you call it, he's sleeping and all now in his bed, and he's being behaved. He's starting to bark again, which is always a good sign. And as I said, Cheryl was a bit under the weather last week as well. She's grand, and of course I was a bit stressed with it all, so I wasn't myself last week or the last couple of weeks. So I've been kind of all over the place here where with the channel. But as I said, we're back new week now, and I said, you know what, we'll do a live stream back because I owe it to them. So this is why I went live. But we'll go live every Tuesday now afternoon. And as I said, I will indeed, Chris. I will indeed. I'll throw up a photograph later on and show you. So I took a cute photograph of him the other day, which is will love. I'll throw that up later on, and I'll even throw it up on YouTube there in the community tab for some of you guys because I know you all worry about Ted. But as I said, he's on the mend anyway. But yeah, so I'll be back here tomorrow, Wednesday. I'm pretty sure we'll have the usual guys, PD and Queen Charlotte, here. I can't get access to my Facebook, so if anybody because this whole thing when Facebook was hacked, they're asking me. Oh, I think I did actually log back in. It could be alright. It could be. Yeah, I'm probably thinking. Don't mind that. Scratch that. I think I'm back on bleeding Facebook. But anyway, should have them guys back on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I will probably do a pre-record and just throw out a video in relation. There's a couple of topics that I have actually saved up. I might delve into one of those topics. So I'll keep that to myself. And then obviously the idea is to do another stream on Friday, but I might do that in the afternoon as well. Afternoon streams on Friday because then Friday evening. So that'll be for all channel subscribers, the afternoon stream. But then Friday evening, then at 7 p.m., we'll have the membership stream for all you members out there. And our membership is community is starting to get bigger now and grow thanks to YouTube and people like Chris Persia who have been gifting membership. So we really do appreciate that, Chris. Thank you. Has been with us for a very long time and looks after everybody in the chat along with PD and everybody else. And you know, it's a great little community. But just before we go, just in case some of you are not aware, we recently got a report on Facebook. A lot of you will know him as the classic 80s fanboy. Unfortunately, he passed away suddenly. I think it was last week, and his wife put up a post on social media. Now, I did put up a little video in in remembrance because he was a very big part of this chat and other chats and other channels out there, and we've lost another good soul. And you know, it just got me thinking about Alpha recently as well. His anniversary passed in January. I think I did throw something up on his anniversary, but we didn't really speak about it on the channel because I don't think I actually was streaming around that time. Because remember, I've been all over the place this year. Um, but yeah, it just got me thinking of the people, you know, the journey that we've had here on here the last 6 years, the people that have been on the channel, people that have gone on to do their own stuff, you know, friends that I've lost doing this as well through this, but friends that I've also lost, and then the losses in the community, where people that we've known that have been on panels, that have been in the chat, very big part of our channels, have recently passed away, and it just got me thinking. It really does suck, man. But unfortunately, that's life, you know. It's horrible. It's horrible. So yeah, as Chris Persia said, R.I.P. Classic 80s fanboy, and our thoughts and prayers are with your family and friends at this time, and those in the Doctor Who community and other communities who knew him. Uh, he is a great loss to a lot of people. Uh, and John is right, but we can't speak about it unfortunately on YouTube because we live in a society now where if you do bring things up, we all know what's responsible for this. We all know why people are suddenly dropping dead, but you can't say anything on YouTube about it. Actually, you can't say anything on the freedom of speech app either X because community notes will come in and community note you, or even worse still, your account will be suspended. So well done, Elon, you lying piece of crap. Free speech comes with a price with Elon. Anyway, that's my last little rant right there at the end for the day. But again, our thoughts and prayers are with um, Classic 80 fanboys, family, and friends, and everybody in the community who know him. And also, just to give a shout out there to Alpha Omega's family as well. You know, uh, I say it's been a really tough time. It's sad. It's sad, man. It's gotten, but as I said, what can you do? Gobby or the Gobster talks about things did a lovely tribute because um, himself and Classic 80s fanboy have something in common is that they both served their country. Um, so he did a nice little stream. So go and check Gobby's or Gobster talks about things as video, little remembrance video. He replied to a few posts. He followed me on Twitter. I know. I was obviously when he passed. I went into his Twitter account, and he was always sharing my streams and supporting this channel, even on days when he wasn't in the chat. He was still sharing my streams, which is absolutely, it's lovely. You know, even when people are not here, to know that they're still supporting it in some way and that's what he was very supportive of a lot of people on here. So yeah, it would be wrong of me not to say anything. That's why I did the little video. It's not like Gobsters. I just wanted to do something, not too flashy. I did the same for Alpha. We don't need to be, Gobster said the words that everybody was thinking anyway. So, you know, go and check out his stream anyway on it. But let here, I'll just say this on a serious note, guys, on that whole situation, and you know what I'm talking about. People really need to wake up with what's going on around them, right? People are not just dropping dead for nothing. Okay, now they can blame climate change and everything else that they've tried to blame, but come on, I remember us being kind of smart as a human race, so don't let me down. We all know what the cause of this is. There's only one common denominator, right? All the data right now, right, shows exactly what it is. But all of the politicians and all the people that made you do what you did, right? So either some of them don't want to face the reality and the consequence of what they done, or these people know exactly what they done, which I believe are true evil, right? They'll never see a prison cell. They'll never see justice. But people need to start waking up. Maybe if the whole world wakes up and starts going back, pushing back. They're saying we can push back and defeat things, but we got too many people that are brainwashed. You know, there's still people years later, still to this day, wearing masks, walking around. That's what we're dealing with, We're dealing with a society that has been brainwashed and manipulated over the last few years and fed rubbish on TV and entertainment, right? Everybody got blindsided. Anyway, we'll leave it there because I don't want to get into politics here. But I will see you later on. So catch me over on the Sense Sphere at 4 o'clock, where we'll be discussing the Star Beast. Also, as well, I see Real Super Doctor is in the chat. We've got to do a stream sometime, mate. It's been a while, you know. I know you've been busy and all, but it's been a while. I do enjoy the streams that we've done before. By the way, just to let you know, I think you were on with me. Our Flight of the Navigator stream. Hold on, where is it? Because I seen it the other day, and now that you're in the chat, I have to tell you. So hold on. Where is it? Because you're not going to believe this. Where is it? Hold on. Yeah. So don't look, right? Don't look, don't cheat. But what do you reckon Flight of the Navigator got in views? Right? Because when we originally did it, I think it was certainly heading. It was certainly one of our biggest movie zones. Yeah, you are. You're there with me, Real Super Doctor. What do you reckon? Here, do you know what? Actually, the reason why I'm just bringing this up because you were on with me, and you deserve the credit for this as well, right? But 4,000, okay, right. Well, add to that 4,000, add another 60,000. I shit you not. Our Flight of the Navigator stream that we did 2 years ago has gotten 63,000 views. I repeat, 63,000 views. Now that is in fairness over a 2 year period, right? On this channel, I suppose that's good. But 63,000 we got, Real Super Doctor. I'm going to send you the screenshot, mate. I could not believe when it popped up because sometimes me old videos pop up and I'm surprised. Screenshot, please. Right? I seriously, some of them pop up like and some of them are in the thousands now, and I'm like, okay, that's great. Where's me money? But no, in fairness, as I said, some of these old videos of mine pop up and I'm like, Jesus Christ, did they really get that many views? So officially, Flight of the Navigator has become my most viewed stream. Second place to that, I think, is the Timeless Children panel that I done. But 63,000 views for I mean me bleeding. I was eating. I was putting on something for me and Cheryl. I was eating. I dropped me bleeding fork, man. I got 63,000. I'll send you that screenshot. Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, some people now, in fairness, in the comment section thought it was the movie and were slagging us off, saying, what the fuck is this? And all of that other nonsense. But, like, if people, as I said, we called a watch along. Like, people should know that Flight of the Navigator wouldn't be on YouTube. I mean, are people that stupid, though? Do you know what I mean? Like, the Titanic ones, actually, I haven't checked, but I will check them out. I have to check them out now, don't I? But I don't really go back and check old videos. So, but that one popped up in my feed, and I was like, holy shit. 63,000 views, man. And all we were doing was talking about how good this movie made us feel and stuff. And I'm like, I was blown away by that. So I don't know who these 63,000 people are, all of them. But I just want to say to you all, even you guys that are angry with me, because you thought it was clickbait. It wasn't clickbait. This is what we did on the channel all the time. We did watch alongs, and I did make it explicitly clear that people to get their DVDs and all ready. So if you actually had watched all the way through, which I don't know if they all did, but you had watched all the way through, you would have seen at the start of that stream, we do make it clear that we can't put the movie on YouTube. Um, and why anybody thinks that we'd be able to put the movie up on YouTube anyway is beyond me. Because you've been yeah, there are movies up on YouTube, but that kind of confuses me why they get away with it when I can't even do a watch along and put the thing that I'm watching in the corner of the screen while I'm commentating, have the sound off and commentate on it. I get hit. But on that note, 63,000, what the fuck? Anyway, do you know what? I always dreamed that could I get a video that would have literally thousands of views? And I never thought it'd be a reality, right? Now, it doesn't make any difference. Absolutely doesn't. Of course it doesn't. You know what I mean? We've been struggling here the past 2 fucking years anyway, right? But it doesn't really make a difference. But you know what? It was lovely to see 63,000 views on a video. I'm not going to lie. It put a smile on my face, right? Because I don't get traction like that. And I've understood that. See, that doesn't bother me, right? It bothers other people out there, but it doesn't bother me. But I just thought that was nice. And it was lovely that I did it with Real Super Doctor because the movie's on. Chris does be here as well, right? And it is for Chris as well. Chris, Real Super Doctor, and myself. There was either three of us. We were lucky if we had 3 or 4 people watching. But we did them because we enjoyed them, right? And Chris was always excited, and John was always excited, and so was I for the movies, right? This is why we will be bringing them back as memberships. So I said that once we get everything sorted, I'm bringing back the movies out because we have to do movies because I love them. Um, but that was lovely, and it's deserved because we worked hard and we had support. As I said, we had support of people like Chris who are always in the chat support me, and it'd only be literally three of us. There'd be Chris in the chat, and we'd be talking to him, and he'd be talking back to us, and we'd be watching the movie, and the three of us would be having a good time. And that's what this is all about at the end of the day, right? And I love it. Yeah, I agree with you, Chris. I don't really care, John. I actually don't, but I just thought it was nice to share that with you and Chris. Listen, I know me place on YouTube. I'm a small channel, right? I don't get the views that I used to get, but you know, while the other side will mock and laugh at that and say, ha 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 ha, he really has his channel. I mean, I've had people say, oh, your views are completely bottomed out. Your channel is not as as known as what all did. I get this all thrown at me, but I don't care. I don't care. It was never for that for me. I recently admitted to everybody here, you know, and I've given this advice to people. If you go and chase subs, right, in the long run, it's not going to benefit your channel. And I did at the start. Not that I chase subs, but I did focus on the views that I got, and I'd be disappointed if I didn't get the views that I thought I should be getting. But now none of that matters. Like sometimes I do videos on here, and I'll be lucky if they even get 100 views. It depends on the topic. If I talk about a topic that you guys enjoy, then obviously I'll get more views for that. But the bottom line is that doesn't matter to me. It doesn't. There's more part. Listen, if you get obsessed with that, you never get anywhere. But I just thought that was lovely. And I wanted to let the guys know because the bottom line is I know for a fact during that particular watch along, the chat replay is not actually there on my phone, but I'm pretty sure Chris was there. And And I mean, August, we did this, August 18th, 2021. So nearly three years. 3 years. So then why does it say, yeah, that's a bit weird. 2 years ago it says there, but it's actually 3 years. So three, but still doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That's an achievement for this channel in itself. So well done. Thank you, Chris, again. And anybody else that has been popping in over the year watching the movies on, I want to thank you guys because without yous, and of course, me co-host who co-hosted on most of these movie streams, the real super doctor. Because I got to be honest with you, he's always been, very supportive of the movie zones as well. And when I asked him to come on, there was no hesitation. And he's always like Chris and others in this community have been there for me. When I've asked them uh, to come and join me, there's no hesitation. 3 years. Well, we started in 2020. The movie's on. I know, John, and this is why I want to get you back to do them again. We got to get them back. It's not because of that, but because we enjoyed them. You know, it's because we enjoyed them. We did. We used to have a laugh and all. You know, remember when we did? Were you there when we did? I'm pretty sure you were there when we did Life as well. Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, and I remember we had a really good laugh with that one. It was fucking hilarious. But anyway, we'll leave it there, folks. Thank you. Yeah, John, get in touch with me. Let me know if there's any days that you're available. If we can't do the movie zones on Friday or whatever, and there's another day that you think you might be able to do them. I mean, me Thursdays right now are kind of looking a bit. I mean, Thursday would be perfect, but I don't know. I don't know if you'd be available Thursday, but think about it. And if you are, then we'll bring it. We'll bring it back. We'll bring it back, and and I'll tell you what. I let you and Chris decide on the movie. I think it's only fair that you two lads have a talk amongst yourselves, maybe in the chat here, when you decide if you do decide you want to resume the movie zone, and we'll do that as the first movie. I'm pretty sure you two guys will pick a movie that I don't want to do, but as I said, as it's your choice, we will do it. Just I will say this though: if you pick Howard the Duck or anything like that, right? I'm taking a vacation. Right. So you're saying Thursdays are good. So I'll tell you what, you and Chris have a bit of a chat, whether it's on X, tag each other, or whatever. Right? I think you are. I don't know if you are in the same chat or whatever, but I'll let you two guys decide on a movie. And if I don't know if you want to start it this Thursday or if it's too soon to start, or you want to start next Thursday, you can let me know in DMs on X there, John, and you two guys then. Or what I might do is I might set up a chat with the three of us in it, and then what you call it, you can have a chat there, then decide on the movie is ourselves. I think that's fair. A round of applause for Noel and Real Super Doctor for 3 great years. Nah, man, you deserve credit as well because you've been listen. You've been the one that's been part. If I had listen, if I hadn't been for you being in the chat though, me and John be turning up and there'd be nobody, and then as soon as you turn up, we had a smile on our faces, man. You made those streams. Without the interaction with you, we wouldn't have had as much of a laugh as we had. We still would have had a good time, like bantering between ourselves. But it's nice to have that other person to banter off. So now you get credit for this, man, as well. So thank you to you two guys for supporting me and everybody else. And as I said, when we bring the movies on back, it'll be on members streams, but we probably looks like we might be doing that Thursdays. So Thursdays and Fridays are members streams, and of course, you will have the streams for everybody on the channel as well. So, right, we'll do this Thursday. Get started. Okay, right then. I'll set up the chat as soon as I go off here, right, and get things sorted. I'll set that chat up, or if one of you guys want to set the chat up on X and add me to it, and we'll have a bit of a chat then, and then we'll let you guys then pick the first movie, and then I'll do a little trailer and throw it out because we're at Tuesday now, so we'll try get it out tonight. And then join us Thursday for the movie zone. So the movie zone's back, folks. There you go. It's official. We're bringing back the movie zone. So come and join us, and we'll let the two lads pick the movie. Right. See you later. I'm off to watch the Star Beast. Pray for me, folks. Please pray for me. I'm off to watch the Star Beast now, and yeah, and cook dinner as well. Oh Jesus! And then get ready for me stream with Brendan. What about Ghostbusters after? I'll tell you what, I'll leave it to you and Chris to decide, but that is a good show. Good luck with Star Beast. I know. I know. I know. Anyway, if I might see some of yous over on Brendan's channel. If not, I'll see yous here tomorrow. Yous have been absolutely legends. Oh no, I'm doing the Star Beast. I'm doing because I'm on another channel, John, and I forget what happened in the Star Beast, so I have to go back and watch it again so I can give it a fair review because we're reviewing and discussing the Star Beast on the Sensphere. So yeah, I'm dreading it, man. I'm dreading it. I'm dreading it. Oh my god. Anyway, I'll try behave and I'll try be fair. And I have, in fairness, I've tried that, and I have been trying to be as fair with Chris Chibnall as much as possible because he didn't do everything bad, and you know, if we denied that fact, you know what I mean, we wouldn't be fair. You know, you've got to analyze it as a whole, and he did a lot of bad, but he did do some good. But the good is outweighed by the bad because you know there was no story development, no proper story, and character development was absolutely awful. So it doesn't matter if you have good things in it; it's gonna fall apart. Anyway, talk to you soon, folks. Have a good day, and take care of yourselves. Very dull out there. I'm expecting a bit of rain here. It's always raining in Ireland, but yeah. Look after yourselves. Take care, and I'll talk to you all for the next one. Bye bye.